This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now, where we bring you the 3 E's: educate, empower, and engage. I'm your host, Harvey Blankfeld, along with our co-host, Shelly Brown, and we've been selling homes here in Southern Nevada since 1988. Shelly and I are also very proud to be part of the Real Estate Radio Network. That is a national network of local real estate professionals delivering timely, balanced truths about local market conditions. With us in studio today, we have Blake Johnson. He's an estate planning attorney with the law offices of Kurt A. Johnson. One of the things I want to talk to you about today was the idea of our businesses. You know, I'm a small business owner. We have a real estate team, and we need to be thinking about the succession plan for our business. What are we going to do with it after we don't want to do this anymore?
Right.
So how do you help us with that?
So business is succession planning. I mean, if you waited till today, that's a little too late to get your end of year write-off.
Yeah.
But it would have been a good one to do this month.
Okay.
But there's a couple of things. I mean, just like we've talked about in previous shows, you know, businesses would go through probate, and that can be a nightmare. You know, especially if you've got partners and that kind of thing, having to all of a sudden have the court be on the decision-making process of your business.
So what can we do? Do we just throw the business into our trust? How do we? I mean, I know that no two deals are alike, but what do we generally want to think about?
First thing would be to make sure that your business is owned by your trust.
Okay.
So your ownership is in there. You know, if it's something like you're a doctor, you have to own it in your individual name, so you own it as your separate property within your trust. But that way we can get around the probate aspect of it.
Excellent.
And then the next step is, you want to sit down with an attorney and talk about, what is it that you want to have happen in these situations, and spell it all out ahead of time. Even if you're brand new in your business, get it then when everybody's happy and everybody's on the same terms.
That's the best time to do it.
Right.
The other thing that we want to talk about today was this whole thing with Rob Graham, and I wanted to get into that a little bit. When I spoke to you about the way we do things, like I know you've done personal work for me. You're not holding any money for me. The money's in mine, where he was holding money for people in certain trusts. This is a different situation, obviously.
Yeah, so there's two types of situations in which an attorney would hold client funds. The main one is in like a probate matter or any type of litigation matter where they prepay, there's the retainer fee or whatever. That goes into what's called a client trust account.
Right.
And among attorneys, we call that an IOLTA account. It earns interest, but goes to help others.
Okay.
The interest on it goes to help those who can't afford legal needs and so on.
Gotcha.
And so that would be his account under his business, but it's the client's funds, and they can't take it and put in their business operating account until they earn those funds.
Got it.
And same, or with the probate, they, the funds that are for the estate are put into that, and they're blocked, and they can't be used. Can't use any of that money until the estate is the judge signs the order saying, all right, distribute it to these beneficiaries.
Okay.
And then the other situation is where he, maybe said that he was a successor trustee. He was named a successor trustee for some clients' trusts.
Right. It's interesting when we sell houses, and I'm sure you're aware. I mean, when we sell houses out of probate, it goes to court. That sale goes to court and has to be approved. And actually, anybody sitting in the court at the time can outbid the buyer.
Yes.
Which is an interesting situation.
It is. And there's been two situations probably in the last 2 months that I'm aware of, at least. Just one last week where the bid was $100,000 over what the offer was made initially. It takes up an hour of court time because they're all bidding an extra $1,000 increments or whatever.
Okay. This is interesting.
Makes for a long court day, but those are rare, so everyone's like, oh, this is awesome. What's going on? Usually what that means is someone put in a really low offer, tried to get something by. The other people who are in there know that it's low. They're like, okay, yeah, I'm willing to bet.
You've been listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now with hosts Harvey Blankfeld and Shelly Brown. Please tune in every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on News Talk 720 KDWN.